Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tracy Armstrong, owner-operator of North Pittsburgh Greeting Company, the area's premier welcome wagon service, welcoming all the new homeowners and new business owners to the ever-growing North Pittsburgh area. Today, we are speaking with Christopher Eco of Tricycle Learning. Right now, with everything that's going on, the majority of kids in this country are doing online learning, and they are struggling. And Christopher's here today to give us some to talk about what he can do to alleviate some of those problems, what you can do as a parent to maybe help your children out. Christopher, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, very good, very good. Let me ask you, why should tutoring be important, even while students are learning online?
It's like, why is tutoring important? I think that, I don't know, maybe you can agree with this too, that almost everything that we're learning or that students are learning is never enough, right?
Mhm.
So the real learning that happens is usually outside of the classroom, I think. And
Yeah.
now since we're all online, like everything is outside of the classroom. So the importance of a tutor or tutoring, I guess, is to be that extra supplement, like after school or even right now, like during school, to help the students, integrate what they're learning with, the real life. Instead of just
Mhm.
keeping their noses buried in books, we have to add some context to what they're learning. So I believe that's why it's really important. So yeah, it's tough seeing a lot of these students struggling, because they're usually not struggling, right?
Yeah.
That social interaction is completely just it's depleted, and we can see the effects of it, very tangibly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a lot of children, young, small, female, male, whether they're this high up in this learning spectrum or down, medium. Unfortunately, all children are starting to suffer. They
Mhm.
really are. Um, with all this online learning, how does it affect the students' attitude towards learning and school in general?
Attitude towards learning is it's that's a good way to put it. I mean, I only see the surface of what's happening, but it
Mhm.
has become a lot more apparent. These problems that that were in school that students could kind of hide behind other students with,
Mhm.
study habits, staying accountable, and just their academic pursuit have all become kind of like masked behind this screen, right?
Yes.
So, their attitudes have become, especially when we do see them, or the parents come to us, or sometimes students come to us for a little bit of help. We see that their attitudes are they're lacking a little bit. Either
Mhm.
they're not there, they're not engaged, or they're actively angry with the parents that brought them there, right? So I don't know. I know Logan's not the same, but some students they see it as kind of like there's something wrong with them. Uh,
Mhm.
Simply not the case. Right now, they're all of the support systems that they have. Parents are working, or not theirs, and the schools are just struggling to create classes to have a curriculum when a few months ago, that wasn't the case. They needed to do this online. So
Yeah.
attitudes are understandably a little bit, they're sometimes negative, but that's what we're here for. We're here to give them those tools. We're here to give them those study habits to make sure that they're accountable to not just us, but their families, and to themselves, because those are the real skills that they're going to need to be active and like happy and productive people, when
Yeah.
they're out there.
And do you think students rely on tutoring as a crutch sometimes?
Um, Sometimes, yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair statement that they need help. I think a crutch is a really good word to use too, just because the hope of all crutches is to never need to use it anymore, right? So
Yes.
yeah, sometimes students will come to us looking like we're this magical cheat sheet, right? That will just give them all the answers. I'm that friend that they wish that they had, that they could just pay and they'll do all the work for them.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
simply not that. We're as a crutch, we'll help them get caught up on their work. the stuff that's missing, especially nowadays. Students are missing tons of work.
They
Um,
are.
but what we add on top of that is we get them to enjoy their learning again, and then we get them to focus on what they enjoy. So we kind of see the students who have those, I guess, bad attitudes, but who wouldn't? But we give them the enjoyment back into something that apparently was not there before, right? Which is the
Yeah.
learning. Yeah.
And what students would benefit the most from your tutorage?
um, let's see. I'm laughing just because a lot of people would assume that tutoring is just for students who are, I'm not getting it, or
Yeah.
I need to get caught up. But I mean, even nowadays, again, it's magnified even more that tutoring is not just a band-aid or a crutch.
Okay.
Tutoring is a training process. So again, what we're trying to help the students do is, give them study habits that'll get them on the move with their work again. It's just so hard. I don't know if you've seen the paralysis that's on some of these students. It's so, and even on us, is
Yes.
when we're working at home or when we're not in front of as many people, we become so it becomes so
Complacent.
easy for us, yeah, complacent. So easy for us to just not do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's for those students, students who are extremely high performing and just need that stimulation. We have students who just come to us so that they can do homework in front of us, just because that's normal for them, and that's
Mhm.
should be. So
Yeah.
that's what we have. Any students that need help in those aspects, they can always come to us.
And what sets Tricycle Learning apart from other tutoring companies out there?
Um, we
Besides you.
we are the greatest Filipino-owned company in the United. No, it's me and my sister, so
Mhm.
it's a small company, but we're able to be flexible enough to run coast to coast. We're
Yes.
able to work with students from any grade all the way up, to the grade level of math and calculus, um, all the way through getting them into college. So that's our versatility is really what sets us apart, and we're able to connect to the students. So whenever I meet them, I always see myself, and I know Marianne always sees herself as
Yeah.
advocates for the students. So
Yeah.
what that means is every time we're there, we're getting paid by the parents, but our accountability is to the students themselves to make sure that they are, self-efficient, that they have the right tools to voice for themselves.
Absolutely. And Christopher, a lot of parents right now are struggling with their children. They need their help regardless of what age. I know my son, who is a sophomore, is getting nervous now because of all the online learning, and he wants to take the SATs this spring. He's getting a little nervous that he won't be prepared. And I know a lot of children, especially older, feeling like they're not going to be prepared for college now because I have a gut feeling this remote learning is going to be out through the school year this year. I don't think these kids are going to go back, and it's getting dangerous.
Right.
If some parents out there, and again, people, I know we're sitting in the North Pittsburgh area right now. Christopher, however, is in California. Like he said, it's a coast to coast business. This is a perfect, if you're nervous about COVID and you want to keep your child isolated, Christopher meets with your child online. He's great. He's very dynamic. Christopher, please tell us how somebody can get a hold of you for your tutoring
Uh,
needs.
we're pretty easy to get in touch with. If you see this interview, come visit us on Facebook, however you do
Yes,
that. Open our page.
yes, we do that.
Yeah, so Facebook, you can email us. I'm sure Tracy will put the email somewhere
Absolutely.
below.
We will be there. Yeah,
Phone number, uh, or you know what? The way that we get in touch with so many of these families is we see them at, the meetings that we go to, Tracy, and they come up to us just like, "Hey, I need help." And if you're ever
yeah,
feeling like, "Oh my god, I don't know what to do with this kid," that's why we're here. So
yeah,
please reach out any way that you can. If you see this message, it's for you to
yeah,
just, ask us for anything. And that the first time that we talk, and subsequent times, we're here to support you. You're not going to get charged, so don't be afraid. It's just me. It's just Marianne.
yes. You do a free consultation, just see if the child's comfortable with you and is willing. Yeah,
And if
I
we're
understand.
comfortable with the child, who knows?
Yes, it is. It's very important that a child feels comfortable with you. It really is. So, well, Christopher, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. Again, I know personally a lot of families are struggling right now. A lot of kids are just feeling afraid and scared about their futures and how are their grades going to affect it. Yeah, how's all this going to affect their grades and getting into college, and even some younger parents of fourth graders, fifth graders who are just struggling and maybe just need somebody extra to help. Christopher Eco, you are there to help. So thank you again. Everybody reach out to Christopher. He's very knowledgeable. I know several people have used his services before. They speak very highly of him. He's highly recommended by the Butler County YMCA's. So please, Tricycle Learning Company, wonderful company. Christopher Eco, his wife, his sister Marianne is his operations manager, and she's probably one of the most lovely women I've met in quite some time. I adore your sister. And she picks up where Christopher leaves off. She calls colleges, see what they expect. She knows right now, she's on the pulse of knowing right now what these colleges, what they're looking for.
Exactly.
And Marianne it really has gone above and beyond finding out. So they're there for tutoring, whether it be just everyday tutoring, whether it be for SATs, or whether you need help getting those college resumes together. Christopher Eco, Tricycle Learning is the place to be. So Christopher, you have a wonderful day. Enjoy, and as always, it's a pleasure speaking with you.
You too.
And everybody, this is Tracy Armstrong, owner of North Pittsburgh Greeting Company, the key to making the first impression. Thank you. All right, sir.